Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, I've got a gorgeous simple design for you here today. You may have seen it before, maybe not. It's just double crochet clusters together. But what I love about this is that it's very soft. I've actually done this with a 6mm crochet hook with a lightweight yarn, which gives it this softness to it. You can use a smaller hook if you wish, but yeah, take a closer look. If I just stretch it a little bit, maybe put my hand underneath, you can probably see that it looks like tiny little holes, and then you've got these 3 double crochet together clusters, but when you place it down, they just look like little mini blocks, and that's what I love about them. Now, it's not double-sided, that's the back, which is just as pretty, but of course there's the front. So I'm going to show you how to make this. It's very simple to do. Like I said, you will need a 6mm crochet hook and lightweight yarn. Of course, you can make this pattern any yarn and any hook, but you know, if you're making a baby blanket, then DK yarn, lightweight yarn is the one to go to. Absolutely love this. I might make a blanket for myself. And again, because it's so sort of, how can I explain it? Because it's so, they look like mini squares. This will be perfect for table runners or bed runners. Okay, so let me show you how to make this. So I have got, I'm going to use this slightly bright colour. It's I haven't got the tag, but it's the Bellissimo range, DK yarn in the Bellissimo range here in the UK. So I think it's 100% acrylic, but it's got a certain softness to it. I don't know if you can tell, it's just the way that you can't, if I show you this strand, for example, which is a normal DK, can you see the little lines running through it for the strands? You can't actually see it on this one. So it's got like a weird velvety touch to it, but it is DK yarn and it is really lovely for baby blankets. Bellissimo range. You can get it in chunky as well as, I don't have a tag. This is one of my last colours left, so do apologise. Right, okay, let me just bring you down. Okay, that's about right. So this pattern is worked in multiples of 2. Actually, let me just bring this back to give you an idea. Maybe I can give you an estimation on how to do the blanket. So this was 30 stitches across and it's given me 9. So 9 and 9, 18, and another 9. So yeah, so you can chain 100 chains for this one, 100 chains, even 90 if you prefer a thicker border, but yeah, so go for 90 chains if you want a slightly larger border around the end. If you're going to go for a minimal border, then I'd go for 100 chains. Okay, so you chain your length that you need, multiple of 2 or any even number, and I will do a little sample here for you. If you want to just try it out first, then you can do the sample with me. So let's chain, let's have a look, 16, there's my 16 chains. Okay, so the first row is very simple. It's going to be a single crochet row. You start with a single crochet on the second chain from the hook, so you don't count that one, not this one here, this one. So go into there, pop your hook in, pull up a loop and pull through 2. Next stitch, pop your hook in, pull up a loop, pull through 2. That's your single crochet, and you need to do that all the way to the end of the row. Now, the other thing I wanted to say while I'm just completing this row is that if you don't know how to do a slip knot, single crochet, or how to chain, how to do the double crochet, I do have individual videos listed. I will try and go as slow as possible. If not, please slow me down in the playback options, and please do put on the captions or subtitles so you can better understand. Okay, so that's my very last one, and that's the first row. Now the next, this whole pattern consists of 2 rows. Oh, where's my ball going? Do apologise. Okay, so 2-row pattern. So it's always a single crochet row, and then you've got the clusters row. So let me show you how to do this. So to begin every row, it's always, whether it's the single crochet row or the cluster row, just chain 1, flip your work, go into your very first stitch and do a single crochet. Okay, so there'll always be a single crochet in the beginning and 1 on the end. Okay, now in the next stitch, this is what you need to do. It's 3 double crochets together. So you're doing 3 double crochets, but you're not finishing them and leaving the loops on the hook, and then you're pulling through all the hooks at the end. So let me show you. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, pull through 2. Yarn over, go in again, pull up a loop, pull through 2. And yarn over, go in again, pull up a loop and pull through 2. 4 loops, pull through all 4. That's your 3 double crochet cluster together. Now into the very next stitch, you do a single crochet. Okay, that's your first sort of mini block. While I'm doing this, just wanted to point out, you can, like I said, use a smaller hook, but what you will notice that these bits, the puffs at the back, will pop out a bit more. If you would like your work a lot more drapier and softer and more flatter, then go for a bigger hook. So a 4 is recommended for a DK yarn, and I've gone for a 6. I did try this with a 5 and I still thought it was a little bit too tight for a blanket. If you're making a runner or anything for that you want a bit more of a sturdier fabric out of it, then go for, you can do this in the 4, there's no issue with that, or a 5, but for blanket purposes, go for 2 sizes up. Okay, just a quick tip there. So we've done the single crochet. Next one is the cluster again. So yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, pull through 2 and hold it there. Yarn over, go in again, pull up a loop, pull through 2. You've got 3 loops. Then yarn over, go in again, pull up a loop and pull through 2. You've got 4, pull through all 4 and chain 1. Then you need to go into the next stitch and do a single crochet. So we've got 2 clusters here. So that's the repeat pattern. A cluster into 1. We'll call it a cluster, but it's 3 double crochets together. Pull through 4, chain 1, and into the next one, single crochet. Yarn over, go into the next one, pull up a loop, pull through 2, yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, pull through 2, yarn over, go in, pull up a loop and pull through 2. Pull through all 4 and a single crochet. This is what I meant about the back, okay? Which, like I said, looks just as pretty. It's a different pattern, completely different pattern on the back, because it's the back end of the cluster, so it pops out. But the one that I like is the front, so, but you can use any. Now you'll have 2 stitches remaining, so you'll do 1 more here, cluster, yarn over, going in, pulling up through 2 loops until you've got 4 loops on the hook, pulling through all 4, chain 1, That's your last single crochet there. Okay, it's curling up a little bit because we've got the bumpy bits at the back. We'll be fine on the next row. Okay, so then we're back to the single crochet row. So chain 1, flip your work. Your very first one is here. The next one, if you turn your work over, you can see them running across the top there. So there's a long one, that's the puff, the cluster one. The little one is your single crochet. You want to go into every one and do a single crochet. So one on the top there, and one in the space there. Flip your work if you can't see, it's this one here. Can you see? Quite a slippy yarn, this one. Soft and gorgeous, but a little bit tricky at the minute, and plus I'm working through the top of my camera. Always makes it that little bit difficult. Okay, so, and then your last one here, okay? Your last stitch from the previous row, single crochet. Chain 1, flip your work. Very first one is a single crochet. It's always single crochet, okay? And we're back to the row 2, which is the cluster row, and that's all there is to this. Single crochet row and a cluster row, but I just love the way that these blocks sit. You'll see them a bit more. So go into the next stitch and do your 3 double crochets together, cluster, pull through 4, chain 1. Next one is a single. See how it looks? So I'm just going to do this row a bit more quicker so that I can show you what a couple of rows would look like. If you still haven't got the how to do the 3 double crochets together, please slow me down. So single crochet and a cluster in the next. You'll see they'll end up sitting on top of each other, which gives it this little block look. And you'll always have 2. One will be the cluster one, and you always will end with your single crochet there. Chain 1, flip your work, and we're back to the single crochet row, starting with this one here, going into each and every stitch. Like I said, if you can't see the stitch, the long one at the top, just flip your work over like how I'm doing, like so. Looks like a type of bobble row at the back. If you like that, that's fine. Which is great. I guess it is double-sided because both the patterns on both sides are not messy and very one side's flat and one side's bobbly, so you can use it whichever side you fancy. Okay, that's there. Then chain 1, back to your single crochet row, single crochet, always at the end, at the beginning, at the end, sorry. And now, sorry, we've just done the single crochet, now we'll do the cluster row again. It does look like that the corners are curling up. They won't curl up. This is just because on the very first one, what we did was we are literally just putting the cluster here, so kind of like pushing it to the side. But once you put your border on, even if it's a couple of single crochets or a double crochet border, it will sit very flat. I absolutely love this one. I don't like anything too fancy. I like the simple stitches that give it a really nice texture and a visual look. The thing about crochet, and what I love about my crochet, is that I like to think of patterns. You probably know by now, that some of you that have been following me for a while, very simple patterns, minimal patterns. I don't like overly complicated, because I like to see the, visualize the pattern. You can see this now. That's the back, which is nice, and that's the front. And yeah, you can be really elaborate with crochet. I would say, I don't know, others may disagree, but I think crochet you can do a lot more rather than knitting. I can also knit and do all the other things like embroidery and whatnot, but this, I just love the fact that, I have the one hook and I can just go with that. I'll do one more row for you for the cluster row, and then I'll leave it to you. So first one is always single crochet, then the next one is the cluster. So yarning in, going in, pulling up a loop 3 times until you got the 4 loops. Next one, single, yarn over, go into the next stitch and do your cluster. Sorry, do remember to chain your 1. Did I chain 1 here? No, I didn't. Yeah, you must chain 1. So going in, pulling through 4, chain 1, then do your single crochet. Chain 1 and then single. Busy talking, I'm not sure whether I have chained 1, but you do definitely chain 1 after each cluster. Once you pull through 4, chain 1. Okay, last one, single crochet, and then we are back to the single crochet row, and that's the pattern. That's what it's like. That's the back and that's the front. I've done a very small piece for you here, and see, it sits absolutely, what might look nice on this is a picot border. I think that would go really nice with this. Let me bring in the bigger piece for you so you can see, and zoom out a little bit. Okay, there's the pattern. Okay guys, hope you like this tutorial. I do have another one coming, and it's another one that is not too complicated. She said not too they're not complicated, I should say. You can do them with me, honestly. They're not complicated. They look complicated, they're not complicated. Hope you like this one. Go ahead and make this one. This one's a great one. Great for baby blankets, like I said. And if you're doing a baby blanket, go for 6. And if you want to make anything for, you know, placemats, or if you like the square looks, like me, then go for a smaller hook. Go for the recommended hook if you want it a lot more, you know, dense for your placemats or table runners, or you can make anything out of this. All right, guys, take care, and thank you for subscribing, liking and sharing. Please do, you know, subscribe, because then you can get all my tutorials as they come. I don't have a set time. I did sort of start doing them in the middle of the day. I try to stick to that, but you know how it is with other things cropping up. So, but I do try and load up a video once a day. If not, if you haven't seen me for a couple of days, then you know I've just got caught up in something. But yeah, there you go, and I'll see you very soon.